Hi, I'm Nick Harding, Director of the Positive Teen and Curriculum Advisor for the Institute for Professional Speakers. Today I'll be talking about 7 ways to make sure your presentation isn't dull. Number 1, pace. You don't want your pace to be too fast or too slow. Too slow and you'll bore people senseless. It's like you're on Valium. But a pace that's too fast can also have the same effect. You're speaking so quickly and never taking a breath, and they're speaking so fast and being in people's face to such a degree that people actually block you out. It's like white noise. It's like when you're at a cocktail party chatting to one person, you block out the noise of everyone around you. Don't be that speaker. Don't speak too fast. Don't speak too slow. Get your pace right. Number 2, don't be repetitious. Number 2, well, you know what I mean. Being repetitious is a clever rhetorical technique. Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream," 13 times in his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. But he spaced it out. Some people who are repetitious don't do it as a system, like a refrain or a chorus that's repeated in a poem or a song. They just accidentally say stuff again and again and again. And nothing is more boring than that. Number 3, irrelevant detail. You need to cut to the chase, especially when you're telling an anecdote or a story. Get to the punchline as quickly as you can and make sure you nail it. The last thing you want is to be halfway through a story and say, and then on Wednesday, actually no, I tell a lie, it actually was Tuesday. That's irrelevant detail. Doesn't matter. Leave it on the cutting room floor. Cut to the chase. A 4th way that people can become bored in your presentations, if you use a lack of concise language. That means your language is flabby and sloppy and it doesn't focus people. If you're using precise words, people are forced to focus. They're forced to expend some mental energy to be on the same page as you. So use concise words. Perhaps after you've written a speech, just get a red texter and draw a line after 2/3, and then make sure that the entire speech fits into that 2/3 of a page. That'll make sure you get rid of all the excess that really doesn't need to be there and will bore your audience. Number 5, avoid jargon. Get rid of technical and specific scientific jargon that just exists to make you sound smart and to exclude others from the conversation. If you can't say what you're trying to say in natural, normal language, then you've got a problem. You should be able to explain what you're trying to convey to somebody in a pub or to a 10-year-old child. If you're hiding behind jargon and slang, your audience will become bored. Another way to make sure that your audience doesn't become bored is to play around with your tone. If you're monotonal, just having the one tone the whole time, you will bore people. We don't listen to music that just has the one key. We listen to music that goes up and down. So play with your tone. You might make it excited, or you might make it serious. But if it's always in the same tone, you will bore people. Don't do that. And 7, you might be boring your audience and it's got nothing to do with you. They might not have enough food in their system. They might be dehydrated. They might have woken up on the wrong side of the bed. They might be waiting for an important call or text. They might have broken up with their girlfriend or boyfriend. You don't know. So don't take it personally. Don't allow it to deflate you and get rid of your confidence. If you see people being bored or lacking attention, maybe just try and hook them back in. If you know their name, perhaps mention it. If you know what they've done in their job or in their personal life, you might like to take an anecdote and twist it in a way. So for example, if you're talking about fishing, you might say, "Oh, the other day I was fishing. Yeah, you know the place. I think actually, Bob mentioned it to me. It was down the Hawkesbury." That way you provide a detail that makes the story credible and real and interesting, but you've also hooked Bob back in because he might have been wondering. So remember, here are 7 tips for you to make sure that people don't get bored in your presentations. 6 of them are up to you. The 7th is up to them, but it's still really your responsibility to hook them back in. Hey guys, if you got some value from this, I'd like you to do 3 things. First, share it. Second, comment on it. Maybe things you liked, things you didn't like, things perhaps I could add next time. And third, jump onto the instituteforprofessionalspeakers.com. You'll find great resources like this and a whole bunch more. To your success, I'm Nick Harding.